to talk to you about @Blue Suede Jeans, who was arrested by Merseyside Police on the 7th of December last year on suspicion of harassment following a Twitter row. So the story goes that he is having a conversation with a certain young lady on Twitter who has a look at his profile and notices he's an anti-feminist. She says something about him being crazy, at which point the conversation descends into an exchange of insults. In his own words, there's nothing remarkable there. It happens on Twitter a million times every day. Eventually, she tells him not to contact her again and blocks him. Shortly before he was arrested, Blue Suede Jeans left a comment on her blog offering an olive branch, apologising and rambling about how he'd felt hard done by with all of her friends attacking him. Now, the CPS website says that harassment can include repeated attempts to impose unwanted communications and contact upon a victim in a manner that can be expected to cause distress or fear in any reasonable person. Now, if you're having an argument online and you're both given as good as you get, nobody's harassing you, you're having a consensually vicious, offensive argument. If the response is going to cause you distress or fear, don't go online spoiling for a fight. The likelihood, however, that this complainant felt anything less than powerful exhilaration during the conversation with Blue Suede Jeans appears small. Blue Suede Jeans was on his own, being laid into by a large group of her and her male and female friends. Interestingly enough, at one point she pointed out to one friend that they had him for harassment. She is a manipulative, vindictive bitch. I had a look at her blog, which I found very illuminating as far as her character goes. She discusses the conviction and sentencing of her woman-beating prick ex-partner. He ended up with 140 hours community service, 12 months probation, and a 400 quid fine, of which she got 300, which strikes me as suggesting that it wasn't very serious, to be honest. But the way she describes it is really weird, okay? She claims that it was one of the most satisfying moments of her life. She also goes on to say she would do it all again tomorrow, which she did. She also goes into detail in another post about her actual harassment of another ex-boyfriend, whose birthday party she ruins by inciting her gay male friend to call up the bowling alley where the party is going to be held and cancel it because he's just come out as gay to his girlfriend and is worried she'll crash the party and make a scene. Manipulative, vindictive bitch. Regardless of who she is and what her motivations are and how the situation appears to her, harassment requires repeated attempts to impose unwanted communication on a victim, so the Twitter incident was not harassment. The blog incident was arguably a repeated attempt to impose unwanted communication, but could not be expected to cause distress or fear in any reasonable person, so that's not harassment either. But the police arrested him anyway. They confiscated several hard disks, a tablet, phone and chargers. They took his fingerprints and a DNA sample and kept him in a cell for hours before releasing him on bail. Sometime after this, Blue Suede Jeans was venting on Twitter. His comments included something like, "The best way to deal with Scouse women is with acid," which is entirely general, and another wherein he hopes that this young lady's plane she's flying back from France on crashes, but everybody's saved but her. Now, he did not use hers or any other handles in these tweets. He had every reason to believe, since she had blocked him, that she would never see these tweets, and she wouldn't have had her and or her friends not been stalking his profile, probably hoping to strengthen her case. Manipulative, vindictive. But these tweets saw him arrested for the second time on the 24th of December. The arrest itself was unduly intimidating. They bundled him into a riot van and refused to tell him why he was being arrested until he got to the station. It transpired that this arrest was for further harassment and malicious communications. Now, we know that those tweets don't constitute harassment. He didn't impose communications on anybody. And the Malicious Communications Act 1988 is also clear. It says that a person can be guilty of the offence of sending letters, etc., with intent to cause distress or anxiety to the recipient or to any other person to whom he intends that it or its contents or nature should be communicated. He didn't send them to anybody. No distress or anxiety was intended. But the police took him in, confiscated more of his hardware, and this time banned him from social media. Now, I fail to see what their justification is for taking his stuff. I know it doesn't always happen in these cases. He admitted to saying all the things he's accused of, so what could they possibly be looking for? Replacing his stuff has cost him a lot financially, but more importantly, especially with the social media ban, it's left Blue Suede Jeans, who has Asperger's, feeling totally isolated. His solicitor and his MP have petitioned the police to return his possessions on compassionate grounds, but they said that the case is not a priority and they can't speculate on when the forensic team will get a chance to look through his stuff or when he'll get it back. His original bail went up to March, but that was cancelled and a new date set in May. So after 4 months, there is no sign of resolution. If and when it does come to court, the sentence for malicious communications is up to 6 months in jail and or a fine of up to $5,000. Harassment can carry 5 years in jail, with the possibility of a restraining order to stop the convict contacting the victim further, which is apparently why police seem to pursue that excessive charge in some cases like this. This is not a complex case, and people deserve to be dealt with speed, with dignity and concern. Blue Suede Jeans needs to more than most because of his Asperger's. You know, while it's hanging in the balance, his vital support network is disrupted and he's exposed to unnecessary and prolonged stress. Merseyside Police have a lot to answer for. For example, what justification they have in this case for confiscating Blue Suede Jeans' computers, why they think they're unaccountable to other professionals and RMPs and can arbitrarily hold on to his possessions for as long as they like, why Blue Suede Jeans is the focus of the investigation when others involved were just as bad and or worse, and when will this end? Blue Suede Jeans has not been charged yet. He is being denied due process. We need to know how Merseyside Police intend to deal with people with Asperger's in the future that can't be expected to cause distress and fear. Obviously, this case is yet another in a long, long line of cases throwing up questions our society needs to grapple with about due process, freedom of speech, police powers, and how much involvement we want police and the justice system to have micromanaging our interpersonal relationships. At this point in time, we're all one phone call away from a cell. So Blue Suede Jeans is looking for help and support. We need to use the tools available to force Merseyside Police to answer for their behaviour and resolve this case satisfactorily. We need to push for transparency and accountability throughout the UK in how police deal with these kind of cases. Blue Suede Jeans could do with some moral support, so please leave me a comment and I can pass on messages or put you in touch with him directly. Blue Suede Jeans, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to make this video. I am in a really dark place mentally at the moment and it's a struggle to get anything done. Men's rights movement, where are you? He asked for our help and he's been ignored. Is everyone aware of the reputation we are getting for being great at arguing the toss with feminists, but not actually giving a shit about individual men's struggles? We're living up to it. We're letting men down. We're losing respect and influence and opportunities to change things. So let's sort it out. Please watch out in the description box and on Twitter, etc. for developments in the case and ways you can get involved. Thanks for listening.